Module 2, First Aid, Security Management, Safe Chemical Handling, and Journey Management Systems. 1. Introduction to Module 2. In the previous module, we covered contractor safety, risk management, offshore disasters, recordable cases, confined space entry, and emergency response planning. In this second module, we'll shift our focus to the human-centered and operational safety practices that keep people alive, minimize harm, and maintain operational efficiency. The key areas we will discuss include the definition and principles of first aid, security management in industrial and high-risk environments, safe handling of chemicals, including storage, labeling, and spill control, journey management systems, ensuring that transport and travel for operations are as safe as possible. By the end of this module, you will have a deep, actionable understanding of each of these topics and how they integrate into a comprehensive HSE framework. 2. First aid, definition and importance. Let's start with the foundation, first aid. First aid is the immediate assistance given to a person suffering from injury or illness until full medical treatment becomes available. It is not about replacing professional care, but rather about stabilizing the patient and preventing the condition from worsening. Core objectives of first aid. Preserve life, take immediate steps to keep the person alive. Prevent further harm, avoid actions that could worsen the injury or illness. Promote recovery, encourage healing through comfort, reassurance, and appropriate support. Golden rules in first aid. Stay calm and act quickly. Ensure your own safety first before helping. Use personal protective equipment like gloves when possible. Follow the principles of ABC, airway, breathing, circulation. Workplace first aid preparedness. In high-risk environments like oil and gas, first aid readiness involves having trained first aiders on every shift, maintaining accessible, fully stocked first aid kits, conducting regular training refreshers, establishing clear communication with nearby medical facilities. 3. Security management in industrial environments. Security management is often underestimated in HSE, but it's critical for preventing incidents that are human-caused, whether intentional or unintentional. Why security is an HSE concern. Unauthorized access to dangerous areas can lead to injuries or sabotage. Theft of hazardous materials could cause safety and environmental disasters. Civil unrest or terrorism could threaten both people and operations. Core principles of security management. Risk assessment for security threats. Just as we assess safety risks, we evaluate security vulnerabilities. Access control, restricting entry to sensitive areas using ID badges, biometrics, or security personnel. Surveillance and monitoring, CCTV, patrols, and alarm systems for early detection. Incident response, procedures for handling intrusions, threats, or violent incidents. Training and awareness, ensuring all staff understand security protocols. In offshore and remote environments, security planning is even more important because law enforcement response times can be long. 4. Safe handling of chemicals. Chemical hazards are everywhere in industrial operations, from cleaning agents to drilling fluids to complex production chemicals. Core risks with chemicals. Toxicity to humans and the environment. Flammability or explosiveness. Corrosive damage to skin, eyes, or equipment. Reactive hazards when chemicals mix. Safe handling guidelines. Labeling and identification. All containers must have clear, standardized labels that include the chemical name, hazard symbols, and handling precautions. Proper storage. Store chemicals in compatible groups, for example, assets separate from bases. Keep flammable materials in flame-proof cabinets. Avoid storing incompatible chemicals together. Use of PPE, personal protective equipment. Gloves, goggles, respirators, and protective clothing should be used according to the hazard level. Training and awareness. Workers should know how to read safety data sheets and understand the risks of the chemicals they handle. Spill response. Evacuate non-essential personnel. Contain the spill using absorbents or barriers. Neutralize if safe to do so. Dispose of cleanup materials in accordance with environmental laws. 5. Journey Management Systems, JMS. Journey management is the planning and control of vehicle travel to reduce risk and ensure safety for drivers, passengers, and cargo. In the oil and gas industry, especially in remote or challenging terrains, vehicle travel can be one of the highest risk activities. Core components of JMS. Journey planning. Define the route in advance. Identify potential hazards, poor road conditions, security threats, weather. Ensure the driver is trained and rested. Approval process. Some journeys require managerial approval to ensure necessity and safety measures are in place. Communication and tracking. Vehicles should have GPS tracking, and drivers should check in at set intervals. Emergency preparedness. Drivers should have contact numbers, first aid kits, fire extinguishers, and knowledge of breakdown or accident procedures. Post-journey review. Reporting any incidents, near misses, or observations for future improvement. 6. Integration into an HSE framework. Each of these elements, first aid, security management, safe chemical handling, and journey management, is not isolated. In a mature HSE system, they work together. Security management supports safe chemical handling by preventing unauthorized access to hazardous substances. First aid readiness ensures that if a journey-related accident happens, immediate care is available. Journey management reduces the likelihood of needing emergency medical response in the first place. The goal is to anticipate risks, reduce them where possible, and prepare for effective response when incidents do occur. 7. Case study, integrated HSE in practice. Consider a real-world offshore oil field operation. Contractors are brought in for maintenance work, Module 1 topic. They are briefed on first aid and given security access passes, Module 2 topics. They work with potentially hazardous cleaning chemicals, which are stored and labeled according to the handling guidelines we discussed. A journey management plan ensures that transport to and from the platform is safe and monitored. In this scenario, every piece of the HSE puzzle is connected, and safety is not just a policy, it's a daily practice. 8. Conclusion and final remarks. With both modules combined, we have built a complete view of HSE 3 that covers contractor and risk management, offshore disaster lessons, recordable cases and confined space entry, emergency response planning, first aid, security, chemical safety, and journey management. The core message is simple but profound. HSE is not just about avoiding accidents, it's about building a culture where people, assets, and the environment are protected at every step.